Hey guys, wow, that's a lot of questions. That's like 300 questions or so. So as always, I'll try and read through them. I'll go through them one by one. I'll call out the names as well, so anyone waiting out for their names probably will hear it. I'm also going to start at the bottom and work my way up. If I miss any, I do apologise, but there is a lot, and YouTube sort of hates me right now. But we'll go for it. So, 109 volts. You were saying something about LPing something that had already been done in Castlevania Judgment, but were cut off by Carmilla. I did? Ooh, maybe Castlevania N64? Perhaps. No, I think that's what I was talking about. Anyway, and which is your favourite Stalker of the three? Shadow Chernobyl, just sheerly for the atmosphere. Anthony says, you could finish Bioshock. You could also play Dead Space Extraction on the PS3. It's awesome on rail shooters. Not really a question. I could play both of those, and I could finish Bioshock. Not going to, but I could. Envy says, I got a question. Why did you put set 1, part 1, or set 7, part 2, instead of just part 1, part 2, part 3? Because I find the set system works better when you've got multiple parts, and because my internet's shite, I tend to break things up into multiple parts, therefore using sets. I just find that easier myself. It's just, I guess, my little quirk. Jay says, with the PS4 being able to stream and share, do you think it's going to get harder to notice in the LP world? Possibly. It's going to be pretty hard to get noticed in the LP world from now on anyway. Mainly because of sort of the monopoly that the big boys have on everything. So we're talking people like PewDiePie and Cry, somebody or other, and Total Asshole. Those people, I shouldn't say that, that's very mean. Total Biscuit, I should say. Those people are going to have all the sort of views anyway. So generally the moment we got to think of with LPing, it's like, as Yahtzee wants to put it, pissing in a sea of piss. You've got to try and, it's kind of pointless because you're filling up the same content that everyone else is filling up, and it's all yellow and smelly and no one likes it. You've got to try and differentiate yourself, and the PS4 is not going to help you do that. So, possibly make it harder, possibly won't make any difference. More than likely not make a difference. Toast Engineer, Mr. Helloween, will you do Gary's mod scary maps? No, I can't be bothered to sort of look through them, to be honest. Do you like smart people games like Kerbal Space Program? I like games like that. Haven't played Kerbal. I'm not sure if smart people games is the right thing, but those kind of games are interesting, yeah. Chaos Dusklight says, when if ever will you be doing Castlevania Curse of Darkness? Which one's that? The PS2 one? Maybe I'll get around to it. I haven't played that one. Maybe I'll do that as a blind through. Probably not a good idea for an action game though. Yeah, who knows. Basic says, is there a Sabat version of this picture? Possibly, didn't look. I just stole it from the internet somewhere. Ketsuki-kan, if you're not sure about Outlast, just do more Castlevanias. Could do. We'll see. Princess Tika says, if you were to make a horror game, what would be the tactics you use to freak out the player? Mainly a lot of use of sound, light, and not showing the player anything at all is the sort of, I find, the key to a decent sort of scary horror game. I've gone through that more in details in another video, which I did fairly recently. If you want to check it out, I sort of go into sort of more what I think would make a good horror game. Also, would you consider RPG Maker horror games such as Mad Father LB, Pound, I guess, and The Crooked Man? Not a massive fan of the RPG Maker stuff. Maybe I'll look at them one day. Don't know. I think Manga Mix has done a load of those, though, if anyone's interested. Still Pokemon fan, do you know of any good games that have character sheets similar to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines? Yeah, the old Baldur's Gates do. Similar-ish, anyway. They're probably worth a look. Or my friend Kokoska, he's done LPs of them if you want to have a gander. What is your biggest regret that stems from doing LPs on YouTube? Ooh, biggest regret? I don't think I have any particular regrets of doing LPs on YouTube. Other than the fact I didn't save Ginger Majingo's LPs when I could have had the chance. They're very good. Would you consider doing an LP where you only record episodes when you come back from the pub? I did a reasonably toasted one not that long ago, and that was probably pretty bad. I shouldn't do that. I don't think drunk makes good commentary. Maybe it's like a jokey video, not as a proper LP. Dragon Rider asks, have you played a Persona game? Yes, 3 and 4, and I enjoy them. I'm playing through 4 currently. I'm having a lot of fun playing it on the Vita. Fiery Phoenix, perhaps the Siren games to LP or Blood Rain 1 and 2? I've been thinking about Blood Rain 1, actually. That's certainly, I've got it installed, I might test it and see what I think. I did for 2,000 videos, LP Awards, Best LP Moment, Best Supporting Character. I'm not sure I'm the best person to make awards off my own videos, it might seem really pretentious, I don't know. Have you ever visited Australia? Afraid not, no. Extra question, same person, do you have any tips for someone prone to rage quit? Yeah, if you're gonna rage quit, the best thing to do, quit before you get more annoyed. Like, if you can feel yourself getting annoyed, just turn it off, take a break. It's not worth getting angry over it, because you're turning something that's fun into something irritating. It's always worth taking a break. Okay, Mott461, are you looking forward to Alice Otherland? Yes, I kickstart backed it. I'm looking forward to getting the DVD of that, certainly. if you had to pick one of the next-gen consoles, which would be the PS4, although I already have a Wii U, I don't know if that counts. If it does, I've got one of those already. But a PS4 out of the two. What games are you looking forward to playing in the future? The new horror game from the Penumbra people, probably. Soma, I think it's called. Any Tales of games. Tales of Xillia 2 is something I'm really looking forward to. And The Witcher 3. And Civilization 6 when it eventually gets announced. More Civ, please. I love Civilization. Games a lot. I like the Wesker icon there. Do you think that some video game reviewers are approaching games from a political, sociological standpoint instead of engrossing in game mechanics and game theory? Some of them are, yes. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either. There's never a problem looking at a game from especially a sociological standpoint and seeing how it affects us personally. However, some games are getting overanalyzed where there's really not much there to look at. I'm trying to think. I think Dragon's Crown got the short end of the stick. It might be a sort of a negative or an unpopular opinion there, but I think a lot of people were looking into Dragon's Crown where there wasn't a lot to see. Something like that. I think video game reviewers would be better off at just approaching the games purely on mechanics and sort of game techniques, mainly because a lot of them aren't really good enough to do it the other way. A lot of them don't have the sort of the knowledge of over even a basic gamer, and they need to get that bit down first before they start approaching others. Now, that doesn't apply to all reviewers, of course. Some of them are very good, but I'd say a fair whack of them just don't seem to know what they're talking about. Anyway, Cloud2080. If you were a dark alley being chased by a monster only to turn around and see Mr. Bacon from Machine to Pigs, what would you do? Ooh, I don't know, actually. Offer him a sandwich, I suppose. I mean, they're not really scary looking, are they? Not really. Morna Jack says, what I thought was, wouldn't it be interesting if Helloween to play a vulnerable horror game series and compare the installments? Venerable, sorry. Pointing out the ways they improved, diluted the formula, what do you think? So you mean kind of like the Silent Hills, perhaps? Like going from one to, say, the latest one, and going from there? It would be interesting, but it'd take an awful long time, and people might get a bit tired of the fact that they're doing this constant series over and over again. Though, something I would like to do is Silent Hill 1, 2, so maybe and then I could sort of talk about them at the end. Though I'm not particularly educated in the ways of Silent Hill. I mean, people like Twin Perfect probably be better at talking about it than I would, certainly. Hey, HK Trade On. If you want to do an LP of, if you don't want to do an LP of Outlast, you could do an LP of Splatterhouse. Very true, I could. It was a good fun game. And for a question, what are your thoughts on the upcoming horror game, The Evil Within? Looks interesting, looks very Resident Evil 4. I'm gonna withhold my personal views on it until I play it, because video doesn't really prove a lot in a horror game now, does it? Music Lover, do Mass Effect Saga and Epic Games set plus Epic Commentator. Oh, do the Mass Effect Saga. I'll do Mass Effect 1. Now, I liked Mass Effect 1. I think that Mass Effect 2 and 3 were complete trash. I really do. I don't think they were very good at all. There was so much lost potential. I mean, speaking about diluting series, I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about there. Mass Effect 1 started out very strong, albeit with a very messy sort of inventory system. An interesting storyline, lots of cool things going on, and a fantastic, brilliant new universe, and a genuinely sort of semi-sympathetic villain in Saren. And then we got to sort of just a corridor shooter with, like, don't fuck with Arya and other stupid stuff, and it's just like, ugh, no. And then red, green, and blue. I mean, I played through all three of them with my Shepherd, and I'll do Mass Effect 1. That got a bit longer. I should probably make a different video about that. Axel Zestu. I apologise if I say anything wrong. Axel Zessi? Zetsui? Anyway, have you ever thought about making a non-horror LP? Yes, I have. I've done a few games I've edged on the non-horror, really. I mean, Nier is a horror game, but not in the traditional sense, for example. Valkyria Chronicles. Oh, you don't count Valkyria Chronicles. It's me showing off mad skills. But I wouldn't say mad skills, but not bad skills, perhaps. I've thought about it. I really have. Doing an LP of a game I thoroughly enjoy, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, Illusion of Time, Illusion of Gaia, if you're American, something like that would be incredibly good fun, or something really off-kilter. But then at the moment I'm doing the Castlevania games, and while they're dark, I wouldn't say they're horror games, they're dark-themed, because it's Castlevania, but, What's the future of your LPing? As far as I know, just keep going, really. Always try and improve if you can. Try and interact more with people as much as I can. Generally have a lot of fun. It's not a job, it's a hobby, and I just want to keep going and have a bit of fun. As long as you guys enjoy it, I enjoy it. I should just read names out there. That was from Anti-Terrorist Teddy. Jason Shaw says, hey, Helloween, I was wondering about your thoughts on the next-gen consoles. Are you planning on buying one or both of them? Which do you think will end up having better exclusives? Well, Jason, I think looking at this generation, I'd say the PS4 probably will end up with better exclusive, just on my personal preferences with RPGs and whatnot. However, both of them at the moment I'm not really that interested in. Neither of them has a particular game I'm that interested in yet. Both of them are quite weak compared to a PC. Generally, the price is too high for what they're asking. If I was to buy one at the moment, it would probably be the PS4, though Killer Instinct on the Xbox looks wonderful, and I really wish I could play it. A game of my childhood and all, it'd be nice to sort of go for that. Vice. Hello, Vice. Since I know you're an Skies of Arcadia fan, can you talk about your history with the game, how you first got it, favourite, least favourite character, favourite, least favourite moments? I'd have to go over this briefly because it'd be quite a long one, but I picked up Skies of Arcadia because I saw a review in an English games magazine called NGC magazine, and they reviewed Skies of Arcadia. I asked for it for my birthday. My parents got it for me along with the Ikaruga, and for the GameCube as well. And I still have both of those, and it really is one of my favourite RPGs ever. It's such a brilliantly written, brilliantly playing game. As my favourite character, the titular main character, Vice, probably. Vice is fantastic, although Iker is hilarious. It doesn't let Vice get away with anything, which makes it very funny. Least favourite character? But they're all so good. Probably that really annoying kid you can hire, the one in Valua City. Like, the one lives in the dump area. He's very, very irritating, just makes me go. As for favourite moments, probably chasing after the wanted stuff. Going after the wanted one in the ice area. There's been quite a few years, I'm trying to remember here, where you have to hunt down, what's it called? Oh, I don't know, it's like a cat that throws money at you, I think it is, in the ice area. If you've played it, you'll know what I mean. For anyone who hasn't played it, play Skies of Arcadia, it's very good. Oh, Jason, personally I think the PS3 will have better exclusive, that's what I thought anyway. Honestly, Tales of Azilia, Volca Chronicles, yeah, exactly, yeah. I agree with you, Jason. I think the PS3 had the better exclusives for me personally, and I think the PS4 will probably keep that trend. Deref, do you intend to do Knock Knock, even for a laugh? I got gifted it, so I probably should do it at some point. I should probably give it a good look. Ratchet fan, what about the LP of The Last of Us? No, it's a good game to play. I don't think it's a good game to LP. That's just my opinion on that. It's not saying I'd want to LP. Timo. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, sir. I hope that's right. How do you blow steam? Meaning that if you have a really bad example, for example, editing raw footage and it just goes poof. I play League of Legends to blow steam and rage at that normally, or I'll play Counter-Strike, or I'll go to the pub and get really drunk. That tends to work as well. And yeah, that's sort of how we go. Or go to the pub, try and hit on some ladies and fail miserably. The usual way of playing off Steam. Crystal Haven, are there any brands of cream soda you recommend for a cream soda fan? Tesco's own brand or Sainsbury's own brand? It all seems to be the same, really. I'd go with that. If you're English. If you're American, don't drink it. It's horrible. The American stuff's just not right. Blech. Kitty says, can you explain the space-time continuum? Only that it's a kind of a timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly kind of thing. Iwara S619. Helloween, do you ever consider Obscure and Obscure 2? I did, actually, yeah. That's the ones in the school, isn't it? Where you have a few characters. I have, and it's something I've been tempted to do, but we'll see. Ral says, since you love them both, which is your favourite of the two, Metroid or Castlevania? Sir/Madam, that's cruel and mean. That's quite a difficult question, really. Metroid, probably. Castlevania has more games, and I love pretty much all of them. But Metroid started the genre off as it was like that, and Super Metroid alone, just on sheer quality, just carries the Metroid series. The Metroid Prime, of course, is up there as well. I love them both, absolutely adore them both, and it's hard to choose. Like trying to pick my favourite kid if I had children, and the one you don't pick looks you like you sort of betrayed them, and you have to sort of club them and throw them in the ditch. Sorry, Castlevania. Bonk! Will you ever do the Nier DLC? Probably. Some point. Soon, maybe. I shall probably do that at some point. I will get round to it. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't know. Fair whack, I suppose. From Zose there. Black Templar. Why is Vladimir so thirsty? That's because his cup runneth over. Why else? I mean, if it wasn't running over, maybe he could drink more. Who knows? Balius. Have you ever considered doing older horror games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, the Clock Tower series? I have. Overblood. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny to do. Or Blood itself, maybe, the FPS. I've considered most of the horror games, to be honest, at some point. But whether they work as an LP, or whether I feel I can get something out of them, different matter. Resident Evil 1 has not aged well. If I can do Resident Evil 1, I'll do it as remake, as opposed to Resident Evil 1. It's not a bad idea, to be honest, but something I could do. Why won't you do the Cry of Fear custom campaigns? Because from Fruffle there. Because Fruffle, I didn't like Cry of Fear. I uninstalled it. I set it on fire. I weed on it. Spookjacks, what Vega settings do you choose to make your videos look oh so good? It's a custom setting. I basically, for the very action-orientated, fast-moving games, such as Metro, and things that are very dark, I use a 3 megapixel bitrate. I think that's right. Is it not megapixels, talking cameras. So 3M bitrate anyway. I'll have to look at the correct number. Megabits per second probably. That seems to work reasonably well for most of the games. It does a double sweep, and that's basically it. It's not some crazy settings. It's just it is custom. Tell you what, if I remember, I'll post the custom settings somewhere. I'll take a screenshot and stick them in a video. When's the wedding, dude? Yeah, about that. Moving on. Salamus Dragoon. Outlast is fine if it's pretty good. Okay. 5 Days a Stranger. Isn't that's Yachtzee's game series, isn't it? I played those a few years back. They're pretty good, if convoluted and the storytelling's a bit messy. There's a bit of a Mary Sue in his name's not Fedora, is it? What the hell's the main character's name? Isn't he named after a hat or? Trilby. That's it, Trilby. Trilby's a bit of a Mary Sue. I like the games, but again, not enough to do an LP for them. I like the last door a hell of a lot better anyway, let's put it that way. A digital game, if you don't want to do Outlast, remember you could do The Suffering 2. I should have to buy that at some point. Dark Side says, how do you get into Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos? I got into it when I played Eternal Darkness all them years ago when it came out, and I sort of looked up further and realised it was part of a sort of mythos-based thing, and went from there, really. A good starting point for someone who's interested. You can read H.P. Lovecraft's works on the internet for free these days, because he's been dead so long. Basically, I would start with The Shadow over Innsmouth, which is the one that Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth is loosely based around, to see if you like it. His work is very dry and quite difficult to get into, but if you stick with it, it is very interesting. I also picked up... Ooh, let me go over here a minute. Let me get this book out. I've also got myself the Cthulhu Mythos Encyclopedia, which I've had for a while, which is really interesting. It has pretty much everything you could want from the mythos, basically done in encyclopedia style, so you can look up... Let's look up, say... let's see, N here. We got Night Gaunt, and it'll explain what Night Gaunt is. Or we could look up what else could we look up? Let's try and do a famous one. Oh, you can look at great ones. Here you go, and they're sort of like the weak deities of the Dreamland who listen to the prayers of humanity. That kind of thing. It's really detailed and really interesting. That's not a bad place to start if that sort of thing takes your fancy. There are some also Call of Cthulhu game books for the role-playing game, which have a lot of information in, which are quite good reads. Or to be honest, go pester Kiko, he knows tons about it. Anything I don't know, I ask him, he's really, really sort of into it there. Rainy Tea Kettle, any chance you play The Lost Crown, a ghost hunting adventure? I've never heard of it, actually. I'll have to look into that. Maybe it might be interesting. Gunner193, why not Stalker Clear Sky? Clear Sky sucked. It really was bad compared to the first one. It's broken, the faction war system sucked. Call of Pripyat is good. I might do the Call of Pripyat one day. Giving Stalker a break for a bit, but yeah, I can see that. Base746, have you thought about doing Eldritch LP like you did with the Binding of Isaac? It's not different enough per run-through to do an LP of it each time, to be honest. It's very similar. It's a good game, though, but not enough to do an LP. Like, Isaac is a true sort of random. This is mostly random, but not there's not enough items to make it sort of diverse enough, whereas Isaac has so many items that can make each run very different, whereas you play Eldritch, it's very similar each run. Gillen Mummy says, question of you, why do you hate Swindon, aside from the magic roundabout? I don't really hate Swindon, I just think it's a bit of an easy target, really, because I mean, it is a bit of a dump. I do go there fairly often, occasionally go shopping and stuff, but it's just I just thought it'd be funny to rag on Swindon, really. You can't really rag on, like, Bristol or Bath, which are the other fairly close cities. Bristol's a little bit of a dump, it's not that bad, and Bath's quite nice, I could see. There you go. Rainy Tea Kettle. Oh, it's another, hello, Rainy Tea Kettle again. You've been watching me several years now, well, thank you very much. I want to say thank you, can't advertise. Oh, you just complimented me, well, thank you very much, sir. Mr. Johnny Rocket Fingers, I've noticed there are small cuts in your LPs, like you do small breaks within sets. It's barely to see, but sometimes the frame skips. Now, the reason for that is because, for whatever reason, my hard drive is a bit naff, so the longer the recording goes on, after a certain point, it starts to desync. Now, if I quickly stop the recording and restart it, what it does, it sort of resyncs the video, in case it has gone out of sync. It hasn't done it in a very long time now, not since Condemned. but I don't take any chances, which is what the small little hitches you'll see. Or alternatives when the phone goes off or something, or I've had to edit a bit out because I've said something really un-PC and I shouldn't have done. I've had to edit it, which doesn't happen that often, but occasionally happens. And I think, ooh, I can't say that. That's terrible. Hey, we need to check out Arx Fatalis or Dark Messiah. I own both of them. So I've checked them out. There you go. From Zevera. Lost Sanity returned. If you look at nice games, the Obscure 1, Forbidden Siren 1 and 2. Yeah, they're all certainly tempting. Don't get me wrong. Carcassonne, have you ever played Castlevania Harmony of Despair, the online one? I played the demo. It was interesting, but not really well. I didn't want a dungeon crawl out of my Castlevania. I wanted a new Castlevania, really. I should give it a go at some point, because it does have my favourite ones in, and, stuff like that. What games are you excited for that's coming out soon? Dark Souls 2. Except for damn it! Tales of Xillia 2. There you go, that's something I'm really looking forward to. And maybe Assassin's Creed 4. It looks quite cool being a pirate. Don't know, I have to check into that one. Valdis Story Abyssal City. That's a Metroidvania, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to look into that, Wolvero. I'm see what that's like. Let's see. Lost Sanity. Yeah, I will look into the games you suggest. They're all options, so I'll sort of go into that. What are we on time-wise? 21 minutes. I keep going. I'm not even a third up. There you go. John Bromman. Would you prefer Stalker 2 come out followed by a series of yearly releases, or? I don't find yearly releases a problem if there's a lot of effort put into a yearly release, which isn't necessarily, what's the right word? If you put a lot of effort into a yearly release, I don't see a massive problem with it. People do get sort of fatigued on the game, though, but I just like to see Stalker 2 full stop, to be honest. I saw the concept art, it'd be really interesting. Painkiller says, would you be interested in working closely with devs to write and design a horror game in corporate? I would, yeah. I would. That would be really interesting. I don't think any horror fans would be interested in what the hell I've got to say, some nutter on the internet, but that would be really fun to do. I mean, I've got loads of ideas, but the problem with horror, it's so very subjective. Like, what I think is a good horror game doesn't necessarily mean will be a good horror game, or anyone else will find it scary. That's what you've got to really consider when making a horror game. You've got to make it for a broader audience, simply because not everyone will be scared by the same things. And I didn't check out your Skeleton video. No, send it again. I'll have a look. You gotta remember, dude, if you send stuff when I'm at work, I can't check it out until I get home. It gets lost in all the Twitter nonsense. 2 bros and a Brit. You should maybe consider some of the Quake series. Yeah, the Quake. I grew up with Quake and stuff. With isn't Shub Nugaroth the last boss of Quake 1, and you teleport into it to frag it. I've played them before. Very good. Lost Sanity with more suggestions there. The Alone in the Dark game. Nah, never liked Alone in the Dark, man. Let's see. JP Regal, hi Helloween, congrats on 2,000 videos. Thank you very much. 3 questions. Okay, what do you think of the new Doctor Who? Daleks in particular. I like Doctor Who. The new series has been dump. Daleks, I find a bit dull. The very first one, Dalek, with Christopher Eccleston, was good though. Since you seem to be a fan of Mass Effect, what was your opinion on the ending 3? The ending sucked, man. No way to look at it. It was just not a good way of wrapping up 3 games worth of crap. Number 3, would you ever consider LPing the Peter Jackson King Kong game? Nah. No, not really. Interesting game when it came out, but nah. Mathematical question involving He-Man. Oh man, not this time of night. I wouldn't even attempt to give it a go from Painkiller there. Pripani, Outlast, wanted to be Amnesia Dark Descent, in some ways it managed to be. It's an awesome game. Cool, that's good to know. Chichuya, Outlast wanted to become something like Amnesia Fate Frame S, can't fright but in the run hide. People seem to do it's good. Seem to be doing alright. Docket, for the Q&A, what's your favourite and least favourite enemy from the titles you've currently played? What do you mean at the moment? Well, the only one I got going at the moment is Metro, but let's broad that up slightly, because otherwise we'll run out of baddies. Least favourite enemies are the Boojums and As, because they're a pain in the arse, they suck, and they blash off platforms. They make a horrible noise. They're everywhere. Stupid Boojums. My Boojum sense still tingles, even after all these years. Favourite enemies? Probably the baked beans and peas monsters from the Splathouse 2 game. They're awesome, they jump, you go, beans, beans, and you punch them, and they go, beans, and disappear. That's brilliant. It's got a bees monsters. Terra Infirma. Alone in the Dark is interesting. I'd be willing to watch an LP of it. I've got Alone in the Dark, A New Nightmare, the one that came out on PC years back, possibly GameCube. It's not very good, aged badly, and I don't think it's particularly scary, but I do have it there for emergency LPs if necessary. Willem says, an LP of one of the Resident Evil games would be nice. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, certainly. As to the Q&A, what is your top 3 horror movies? Ooh, Top 3 horror movies, let's see. That's a difficult one. The Thing, probably, the 1982 version. Into the Mouth of Madness is really good as well. Another good horror movie I really like. I'm trying to think now. Can't put me on the spot. What's another really good horror movie that I enjoy thoroughly? I've watched it recently as well. It's very annoying. I can't think of anything. Sorry, there's the first two that I really like, so we'll go with that. Are you ready for Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasma? I am! It looks fantastic from Mr. Santos there. Thanatos even. It does look great. I'd love to go through that and play it, but it's not out here yet until next year sometime. But I'll probably import it from the States. Barrack Soul. What is better? American horror, gore, jump scares, or Japanese horror, ambiance, uneasiness? Mixture of both, probably. If I was to say. I think gore and jump scare does have a place in horror. I just don't think it has as much place as it's been given. Japanese horror, again, sometimes it gets a bit too surreal, a bit too weird, and you just kind of get taken out of the film. Tell you what is perfect horror. It's not a film, but Junji Ito, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. He does manga, and he does horror manga, and his work's very sort of Lovecraft-esque. He does stuff like Gaio, Hellstar Remina, Black Paradox, stuff like that. Really good stuff. Oh, and what's the Uzumaki? That's it. I got that behind me there. That's the sort of horror I like. Very weird, sort of surreal horror, but sort of got a bit of gore in there, but mainly creepy. So I suppose Japanese horror I'm more sort of favourable towards. You're doing great, Helloween. Keep it up. From Demon Lord there. Thank you very much. Ms. Derp asks, why are you so awesome? I don't know, but thank you for thinking so. Ironworm says, if you aren't in the mood for Outlast, you could always go back to the Fatal Frame series. I'm trying to stay away from emulating games at the moment, because it's a real ball ache trying to record emulated games. The smallest skips, frame skips, console games aren't meant for it unless it's programmed in, or the original hardware allowed it to do so. And you get stuff like where it turns out it's slow-mo crawls or Order of Ecclesia. It's a nightmare, and while I love doing them, especially console games, it can be a bit of a ball ache. So, maybe, but I can stay away from them. Vampire Javril. Vampire Javril? Sorry. You know who. I talk to you a lot on Twitter anyway. Are you Batman? If only. That would be really cool. Sadly I'm not Batman. Oh, there's another Q&A from Ironworm here. What would be your ideal horror game that has the most scary effect on you as a horror game? What? What would be your ideal horror game, or what has the most scary effect on you in a horror game after developing such resistance to horror? My ideal horror game. Again, something with huge sort of amounts of suspense. Think Penumbra. Like, the Penumbra games are my ideal horror games. They do interesting puzzles, an interesting story, and very creepy, unsettling baddies that you can't really look at. Amnesia, to a certain extent, but I feel Penumbra did it better. That sort of thing. Why did Clyker die, and why did he unupload? I don't know. I asked him the very same thing, Fat Kirby, and I called him an idiot as well. Yeah, I've asked him to see if he'll upload some of his videos, but he said he didn't like them. Pester him some more. That's what I find might help. Just everyone should pester Clyker to get his videos back up. He's going to put the Fear ones with us back on, and we're going to do a co-op LP again soon. And if he deletes those, I'm going to go around his house and beat him. So, Thumper J, what is your current recording setup? Fraps, a headset, and a keyboard, basically. I don't know if you want anything more specific. If you do, send me a PM and I'll let you know. Jansu, can you play a board game or card game like Arkham Horror or Magic the Gathering? Do I play? I used to play Magic the Gathering as a kid. I liked it. I had a few sets, but these are from 1995, so I believe the game may have moved on slightly from there. I do have my decks. I still play with the old cards I have. They were 5th edition and Ice Age ones. I don't play the board games very much now. She notes, sir, how do you feel about Slender the Arrival? I find the Slender games incredibly boring. They are pretty standard. Something is chasing you and goes, ah, and the screen shakes, and it's no thank you. Slender game's very dull. So yeah, there we go. Ricky says, I absolutely love whoever does the art for these. Yeah, so do I. The template for it is fantastic. That one's good. The Camarilla one. I also like the Dark Souls Undead grab my boobs and they rocket into the distance, which is quite funny. Abracadabra, or Abracadabra, which is very good. What are your thoughts on Frictional's next game? No thoughts yet. Interesting concept. Not going to watch the trailer. It's too far away for me to get excited. Elfie Fanful. Hey Hells, what would you say your most anticipated game and that was the biggest disappointment? Ooh. Machines for Pigs, probably, actually. Something what I was expecting out of Amnesia 2 really didn't deliver. especially at least in the Amnesia sense. And the most unknown game you say you picked up randomly turned out to be amazing. Nier. Out of nowhere that came. Out of nowhere. Didn't really big it up or anything, and I listened to the soundtrack, and that was an interesting soundtrack. Picked up the game, and I was like, whoa! And one of my favourite games. Go figure. You can always do Fatal Frame, says Oh Big Wii O. That's true. Fatal Frame 2. Not for a while, if I'm going to do it. Luke Robinson, what genres of games outside of horror do you like? Oh, I love pretty much all of them. I love racing games, I love role-playing games, I love shooting games, I love civilization strategy games, Grand & Conquer, I love puzzle games like Tetris, Tetris Attack, things like that. I love pretty much all the genres barring soccer. I don't mind sports games. I like playing American football, Madden, with my dad. He loves Madden. I like playing it with him. Any other genres I really don't like? I don't like Diablo. I don't like the action, what they call action RPGs. What I call action RPGs is stuff like Secret of Mana. What they call action RPGs these days is Diablo. I don't like Diablo games. I find them very boring. But yeah, I very much, not many genres I don't like, so, you know. Wurfish. I think Thief 1 was a very great atmospheric horror game. It is, but it runs like ass, and trying to get it run on 7 is a pain in the bum. They might have improved it these days, and I'm also really, really poor at Thief. You wouldn't want to see that, it'd be terrible. Oh, we're at half an hour already. I'll keep going as long as people... I may have to break this into 2 nights, to be honest. I'll try and get halfway, anyway. Let's see. Night Shadow Eagle. Is there any particular software you'd recommend to record? I use Fraps. I've heard people a lot say that... Is it DxTory is better than Fraps these days? I've used Fraps for donkey's years, and I found it's better than anything else I tried, like Hypercam. But, yeah, Fraps works for me. Will you Let's Play the co-op parts of Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil with Kiko? He needs to play it. I can ask him. I imagine the answer will be no, Amaze2341, but... yeah, it'll probably be no. DRL4500 says, since you did Doom 3, have you considered LPing Quake 4? Not at all. I didn't like Quake 4. I thought it was a very sort of stagnant shooter. Gmod plus WoW. Maybe Doom 3 Resurrection Evil could be on the agenda. I could do, it's certainly an option. Doom 3 was pretty funny. It came out pretty well, so maybe. Profilion 3. Hey, Helloween, would you LP Resident Evil Revelations? Maybe. It's not a bad game to play. Whether I'm an LP or not, I don't know. TLC Bonaparte, Stanley Parable. It scared me. Did it? I don't know. I've heard weird things. Pivot Guy. Why did the robot sharks and dinosaurs kill the aliens from Mars that came in peace? Because they're jerks, man. Why else? Be My Mannequin. Are you going to be finishing Drakengard? No! Drakengard recorded like an asshole, and I tried to do a little bit more, and just emulating it was so unpleasantly difficult. Every single cutscene I had to, like, do a load of different commands just to get it to run without stuttering like a dick. So sadly not. Though, if you want to see an LP, the Dark Id on the Something Awful forum did an absolutely hilarious screenshot LP of Drakengard. It is brilliant, and I highly, highly recommend it. Valen Horn, what do you prefer, Triss or Shani? Ooh, I like Shani, but yeah, why is it Triss? Yeah, I don't know. Triss, I like just Triss better, though she was a bit shady with the whole mage thing. There you go. She needs to be a bit more clear. Though the witch from the first version was smoking hot. Just saying. Zanez, watch an Outlast LP already. It's definitely better than Cry of Fear by a long shot. Nice atmosphere too. Drops a few jump scares, but I'd say do it. Okay, fair play. Aaron says, are there any LPs you aren't happy with? Alice 2. I don't think Alice 2 went very well at all. I think Alice 2 was a very poor LP, actually. It happened when I was swapping computers and operating systems, and it just came out ass. The sound went wrong. It was dropping frames left, right, and centre, and it distorted all sorts of horrible stuff. I'd like to redo that at some point. Though there were some funny jokes that got out in there. I think overall Alice was the worst one. Stenhus. What do you think are the most important aspects of telling a story in a horror genre? Telling a story. Show, don't tell. That is the key. That's the key for most game stories. Show, don't tell. Don't make me sit through a shit ton of notes. It's not scary, and it just takes you out of it. It's very silly. Show, don't tell. It gives the key there. Jolly Jacks. Although I don't think you'd like it, Helloween could do Silent Hill 2 or The Room. The Room's okay. Silent Hill 2 is pretty good. I could do either. Yeah, could do. Private Donut. Outlast is pretty good, in my opinion, but after watching for so long, I think you might hate it. Quite a few jump scares and relies heavily on the night vision of the camera. Yeah. I've heard mixed things. I still wouldn't mind doing it. We'll see. Mr. Axedead, is there ever a chance of doing a sub-related game playing online games with subscribers and possibly streaming it? Streaming is pretty much out there. Oh, wait, no. My internet was actually upgraded recently. I wonder if I can do streaming. I'll have to test it. I'll do a test stream in the next few days. see what happens. Probably no, because the stream probably sucks, but it's better than it was before, but still pretty bad. But we'll see. Anyway. As for playing games with subs, I enjoyed what we did in Dark Souls. That was fun. Maybe if I can find something similar. T-Citron says, can you talk about the recording process of the intro to Goldhawk? Well, in what sense? Like, I mean, basically, I just go to Kiko, and I shout at him, I go, yo, D, let's do some recording. And he goes, okay. Or he shouts at me, we haven't done it in weeks, what are we doing? And we just basically, we have the books in front of us. We used to write the script out, so we'd have it all on screen, but these days we just read straight from the book. I scan my copy in, and then upload the pictures that way. We read from the script of the book mostly, but we deviate a lot, and we just have a lot of fun with it. We basically just ad-lib it most of the time. And it's very, very fun. We really, really do enjoy it. Although I do wish more people would watch it. It's a bit of a shame. It has very little views compared to some of the other videos. Tell your friends, everybody. Watch Goldhawk. It's fun. Please. Please. Anyway. Stephen Crump says, definitely would like to see you play the first Devil May Cry. Oh, you don't want to see that. I'll be bad at it. Bayonetta, I'm okay at-ish. But Devil May Cry, probably not. Matthias Svensson? Any chance you're doing Alan Wake's An American Nightmare? No, I'm not. No. Alan Wake rubbed me up the wrong way, and even now the thought of doing more Alan Wake just makes me go bleh. Outlast is pretty good, says Mr. Dragonson. Not scary. Yeah, that's fair enough. Again, people with Outlast questions, I will look into it, certainly. Reeve? Who's your waifu, Helloween? Ooh. Oh, my waifu. That's a good question. Maybe Alice? Alice is pretty good waifu material, I think. If she wouldn't stab me, maybe. That should be pretty good. Although I think I like the Amazon from Dragon's Crown. The way she drinks and eats, I think she'd be a good waifu. Or to be honest, the way yeah, I think so. And she could beat mans up and stuff. It'd be good. I'd definitely friend up with the waifu of the Amazon there. It'd be good. Fobrit, more coffee and do sneering with Alan Wake Nightmare sounds good. Nah, again. Nah, sorry. Not Alan Wake. Maybe eventually, but not soon. Have you played the original Alone in the Darks? Yes, I have, many years ago, and I'm not a massive fan. They were good for their time, but I don't think they've aged well. The early 3D horrors didn't, particularly. The Thing on the Doorstep. Outlast, jump scares and orchestra strings galore. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Oh, sorry, you have to excuse me. It's getting late here. Then again, you want me to flip out because of the jump scares. Again, Outlast. Oh, again, I will look into Outlast, so... Lord Zelos Blackthorn. Not really horror, but the Doom add-on sequel thing would be cool to watch. Resurrection of Evil? Yeah, I suppose it would. Certainly in my mind. Pie Man. Halloween, would you rather make Sweet Sweet Love to Femi, Zach, Bruce, or Preston? Ooh. The fact that the only female there is probably the best choice. I am straight, so probably I'd go with Femi Isaac there. If we're going to ask though, from, Dead Space 2, if we're going to go there, that'd be the best thing. Ghost Assassin 6. Well, my LP with this session would be Shadow Man. It's certainly an idea doing Shadow Man. I'm so rusty at it though. I haven't played Shadow Man in years. I can't remember what anything is. It might be better if I play through it first. It's a game where you got to know where stuff is to sort of get the best ending, and it'd be me with a walkthrough to do it now. I'd have to play through it first to do it. Colbien. I should just call Colbien. We'll just go with that. Oh, well, hello again, by the way. I know you quite well. Anyway, anything with Alan Wake sneering. Wait, did you ask a question earlier? No, I missed it. Anyway, maybe more Alan Wake. Maybe lots of people want Alan Wake. Really, you guys liked Alan Wake that much? Oh, okay. Mr. Kibble, have you thought about doing Blood Omen 2? Yes, actually. I have. Whether I'm going to, I thought about doing. I thought about doing the entire Legacy of Kain series actually, the entire way through. That kind of fell on the wayside though. Let's see. Kieran, what games do you play that are not horror? I play loads of games that are not horror, mate. I play everything under the sun, pretty much. At the moment, I've got Dragon's Crown in on my PS3. I'm playing Phoenix Wright on my 3DS. I'm playing Sonic on my phone. While currently playing Castlevania Lord of Shadow on the PC. I literally play everything, man. I certain genres I like more than others, but I play everything. Let's see. Draco Magnus. Calling is a good game. Never heard of it, to be honest. Calling? Is that the one with the kids? I forget. And you did it's a really spooky game. You did an LP of it. I'll have to have a look then. See what that's like. Zael Lexel. I have lots of questions, but most of them are like, why didn't you play X game, or you haven't played X game? I doubt you want those. I don't mind. I really don't. I don't mind answering any question at the moment. What about doing the Doom 3 expansion, says James? Or maybe one of the favourite frames. Again, yeah, it's certainly in my mind. Wintersmith 12, Huntsman the Orphanage. Oh, really? Still in early access. I'll try googling it and have a look, see what that's about. Lost Time 19. What do you think of the Mountains of Madness film? Do you think it'll ever get made, the Mountains of Madness film? No, I don't. I think Lovecraft doesn't go into film very well, so I'd be surprised. Lorelei, pancakes or waffles? Waffles, to be honest. Waffles. I'm not a massive pancake fan. Akuzen, you should do Cat Lady. Yeah, maybe. I'm not a massive fan of the RPG stuff, maker stuff. Dante says, game-wise, Legacy of Kain, or one of the small free indie games out now, like I'm Scared or Vapor. Legacy Kain, probably, just because I know it. Question-wise, if you're a game developer, what features do you make, especially in horror games? I covered that a little bit, really, what I'd sort of do in a horror game. But again, don't base your game if you want to make one on what I think is a good horror game, perhaps. But again, I've done an entire video on it. It might be worth checking out. It explains it a lot better than I can here. Let's see, what are we at the moment? 40 minutes. Oh dear. Mo 2040 or 240 even. I barely remember the first. Oh, that's sorry, it's in reply to someone else. Let's see. Danny Christensen. Play Blair Witch. Is a game the Blair Witch Project? Good figure. I have to look at that. You can also play Shark Hunting. Not sure that would be a good LP material. Mr. Bloodmon. My question to you, Mr. Helloween, is what do you think of the SCP containment breach? Not interested. Not at all. Very like the Slender games. Interesting idea, badly implemented. I like the SCP idea, but it's gotten to a bit of a circle jerk. The ones I read lately just seem like everyone's trying to outdo each other sort of stuff. It's a bit like, yeah. So there's some creepy ideas in SCPs. Good for reading, good for playing? Yeah, not really. Aslan! Hello, Aslan. Helloween, you may be wondering, okay. We all know the way you don't like tea, but do you like iced tea? No, God, it's hideous. If you're an animal, what would you eat? Preferably cakes if I was an animal. Yeah, like an animal that feeds on cakes. Like a raccoon or something, maybe. That'd be good. Who's your favourite Smurf? Papa Smurf, because he's a baller. Would Helloween play Castleween on Halloween off-screen with the Queen? She always sends out my invitations. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is lowest and 10 is the highest, how burly is Kiko? Kiko, he's a 6. He's not the burliest man, but he's reasonably burly. Have you ever considered playing squash for your channel? What, like against the wall? Yeah, I haven't actually, funny enough. And finally, how many bears could Bear Grylls grill if Bear Grylls could grill bears? I'd like to at least think 6, then he would drink his own wee. Nohimi Village. Villages? I'm sorry, I probably pronounced it wrong. Questions for Q&A. Did you mean to do that? Probably meant to do something else. Anyway, Axel Lover. Helloween, what was the full story of the spider incident? No? Well, there is a time for the spider story, but I'm afraid Axel, it's not this time. Kainzorius Prime, will you LP the ultimate horror game that is Daikaton? Oh. Maybe if I get really desperate. It is terrible. It's like funny terrible. Funny enough, I was talking with Kiko about it today. Maybe I said it'd be funny just to record some because how bad it was. Pingy, my question to you, good sir, is how do you treat yourself after a good day's work? How do I treat myself? A nice cold cider when I get home, and some fun games, probably. That's how I like to treat myself. Or go meet my friends at the pub, something like that. Or just have a bit of a general relax, really. Play Civilization. That's one of my favourite unwinding things, as well as League of Legends. Not really unwinding with League, but just more getting angry. Gildra, if you could design your own horror game, what elements, plot, etc. would you include? Again, I've gone over this in a sort of bigger video. If you want to check it out, that would cover it better. Oh, no, Amy. I mispressed. Are you looking forward to Alice Sutherland? I am, yes. What is your favourite Let's Play you've done? Probably Call of Cthulhu. I don't know, I always change my answer. I like Call of Cthulhu. Although Vampire Masquerade one was a fantastic one as well. That went well. Which is your least favourite? Again, covered it. Alice 2, not so great. What's your most hated sequel? Most hated sequel? What, the ones I've done? Again, probably Amnesia 2, I guess. Or Fear 3. Fear 3 sucked, man. And finally, what other games do you play that are not horror? Again, I covered that. Loads. Trust me, loads. Outrage says, do you like PlanetSide 2? I haven't really played it. Bass Player Bedwell. Which video game that you've done as an LP would you most like to see another installment added to? It's part of a series. Difficult. Nier. I think there'd be a good argument to do a Nier prequel. I'd like to see that. That would be quite cool. Original Blorath. Who's your favourite Let's Player? Again, a guy called Ginger Majingo from the Penny Arcade forums. He was absolutely amazing. And it still saddens me to this day that his videos on Hitman Blood Money are no longer on the internet. So there you go. Also, would you be interested in doing an LP of scratches? I looked at scratches. It'd probably be terrible with me failing all the puzzles and sort of stumbling around a bit. Oh, sorry. I was trying to sniff. What's the best part of your job? My actual job? Fixing stuff. I actually enjoy fixing PCs. It's good fun. It's from Chazzy Chap there. Cinderquilla. How do you feel about the latest Stalker cancellation? Really sad, man. I was hoping it would be good. But there you go. Favourite ice cream flavour? I'm boring. Although, actually, no, chocolate and mint, like, together. That's pretty good from Clement, though. Definitely chocolate and mint. Mr. Yotubo, I don't like games with jump scares, in my view. Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree. I think Dead Space did it well, actually, yeah. I agree with everything you said there. Outrage, we ever do more podcasts with Kiko and Klaika? If so, bring Carl along as well, he's cool. I will mention this to them. We have to all get together and sort of chat and shoot the shit, so yeah, I'll ask them. Sprecht41, Outlast is actually pretty good. Okay, cool. I will, again, look into that. Sorry to cut that short, but just so I can get moving. Yeah, I agree. I will have a look at Outlast. Good suggestion. Zinich? Is that Tiznich? The Warhammer thing. I don't care about horror elements or lack of them in Outlast. I just want to see reactions. Fair enough. The Biomorph. Ooh, it's a picture of Bruce. What do you think of the ruined Silent Hill game with Hideo Kojima involved? I'd rather not, to be honest, because Hideo Kojima just over sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like Exposition City, which I don't think you need in Silent Hill game. Ben West, why haven't you done Thief Deadly Shadows? Because I'm terrible at Thief games, basically. Dirty Dan and the Crew. I'd skip Outlast. Fair enough. Fair enough, okay. That's cool. As for questions, what is your first name? Ben. That's my first name. Logan Rages. I'm working on a survival horror game of my own. Half the weapons of the game would put the BFG to shame, but yet keep a horribly back hybrid, like the pulse gun that can turn you inside out. So what would you like to see? I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of things that have a chance of not working, because sometimes the sort of RNG works against you in a really poor way. So I don't know, that's a difficult one to answer. Sorry, I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe a gun that shoots bees that could like shoot bees back at you, that'd be pretty scary. Or wasps rather than bees. Outraged again says, does Kika really like Bomberman Act Zero? I don't think anyone actually likes Bomberman Act Zero. It's really not very good. We weren't kidding, it really is quite poor. We the Shiz. Why not Resident Evil Survivor? Nah, wasn't a fan of that one. Alice, which one? Outlast. Please do Outlast. Okay, I get the idea. You like to do Outlast. Okay. Red Syndrome. You didn't like Outlast? Okay. Fair enough. I'll probably have a look. Why not Clear Sky? Didn't like the game at all. Again, as I explained earlier, I thought it was a bit broken. I'm gonna keep going on the comments like hitting an hour. I think that'd be a good start. Mr. Lizard, will you and Kiko continue Gunstar Heroes? I'd like to say yes, probably not though, because we keep forgetting it. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to get to. It's a nice thought, we would like to, but it's a bit of a faff. Luor, are you going to do some Metroid stuff? Mentioned a bit back during your Metroid at the M rant. I could do. I'd like to. I like to play through Metroid 1, 2, possibly Fusion. But that's something I'll do in my spare time, kind of like Vodka Chronicles, so maybe. Me the Rebel, I hope you skip Outlast. Everyone has done it and it isn't fun to watch. Fair enough. It's always good to have extra opinions of both sides. I haven't made up my mind yet, you see. Dandroid, can you walk us through about doing your sessions? Well, just generally speaking, I get ready for it. In theory, stick everything on busy. Do a test recording to make sure the sound sounds okay. And then just start the game up and record and shoot the shit. There really isn't much process thought gone into it. I try and do everything off the cuff, which is how I feel works for me. And there isn't a lot to it. I just hit record and go, and occasionally mash the stop button when I have to, due to the stuttering. That's about it, really. I could do a video of me doing it one day if anyone wants to see, but it's not very exciting. There you go. Dante says, would love to see you play Fiend by Frictional. I never heard of that. It's a free 2D top-down horror game. Huh. I'll have to look into that. Yashuk, Fatal Frame 2, preferred the Wii edition. I looked into that actually, the Wii edition. It's not a bad idea. But actually I can record it through the Wii U now. That's not a terrible idea. Ooh yeah, the Wii U. Wii U lets me go through HDMI, which lets me record, in case anyone's wondering why I'm yapping about that. That's why I got it actually, to record Wii games. Ha! Plumbledore. From my current experience of Outlast, I really liked it. Oh, good. Let's see. Any question there? No. Steve Jones. Which LP has been the easiest to edit, and which LP has been the most difficult to edit? Easiest to edit. To be honest, any of them that don't crash. So, Penumbra was easy, Amnesia was easy, Fear was easy, and the worst ones were stuff like The Suffering, where it just crashed all the time and made me want to like stab it in its little beady, bitty eyes. Any of the console games are a pain in the ass to record, and so are the emulated ones because of the various issues that come with them. But to be honest, most of the PC games that don't crash a lot are absolutely fine. So they're all very similar in terms of how good they are. Oh, Plumbledore again. 2 comments, sorry. You want more videos on Isaac Road Legacy? Yeah, that's fair enough. Ever heard of the Misery mod for Call of Duty? I have. I checked into it. I think I'm using it at the moment, actually. I think that's what I got installed at the moment. Severandax, just throwing my opinion out there. I see the Legacy of Kain series. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, wouldn't be a bad idea. Very cool stories, those. Although I found the gameplay to be a bit piss poor in a lot of them. Especially Soul Reaver. Unpopular opinion, probably, but there you go. Question. What media did you enjoy outside of video games? I like TV shows, movies, but I like all of those. I like a good read. I love listening to music. I'm a metalhead. I really enjoy listening to music. I like going to the I like the pretty much standard. I do skateboard. Not as much as I used to, because I'm getting old. I'm 25 now. And people give you funny looks when you skateboard when you're 25. But I do like getting my skateboard out every so often. Giving that a whirl. That used to be quite a big hobby of mine. My Tiny Life. Any thoughts that some development space horror title routine and your opinions on the effectiveness of different perspectives in terms of horror games and movies? Again, I'd point you towards that horror video I made. My thoughts on horror in general. If that doesn't cover your thoughts, PM me. Either here on Twitter, preferably Twitter, but you can do it here too, and I'll sort of explain a bit further, I think. I don't know about the space horror title though, I haven't heard much on it. Do you have a pet? Not anymore, Forever Dreamy, no. I used to have a hamster. I used to have lots of hamsters, in fact, but I haven't had one for a long time, so there you go. Anime Dude, Outlast is amazing. I sent you in the past a download of Silent Hill 2. I know, I do have a copy of Silent Hill 2 on PC, mate, so it's not too bad, so I can install it if I ever need to. It's sitting on the back shelf somewhere. Forever Dreamy. Also, would you consider doing a meetup in real life? Would people want to? I don't know. If there's ever a convention on like Go, I'll let everyone know, I guess. That'd probably be the best way. Pumpkin Waffle Games. A look at Helloween setup desk thing with spiders. I could do a video. Do people want to see a video of my desk or my games collection again? Because I got loads of figurines floating around now as well. I can do that. If you want to see the recording area and stuff, I can do that. Sorry, my nose is getting all blood clogged. God, dear. Ugh. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. More Stalker, says D-Riff. Not yet. Nightmare 1UO says, I have 3 questions. I want to know what emulator you're using for Castlevania. Oh, good question. Let's have a look. DESMU. DESMU is the one I'm using. Will you play Corpse Party? Probably not, at least not yet. Do you like sweets? I do. I love sweets. Sweets are awesome. Pumpkin Waffle Games again. I agree with what I said before. Legacy Kane would be great. Yeah, fair enough. I'll give it some thought, guys. If there's a fair sort of love for Kane here, I'll give it some thought. The Steadying Meat. Are you really Jack Skellington, or was that one big lie? Maybe I am. You'll never know. Dun dun dun. Toe Silver. Have you ever played Devil Survivor 2? I do. I have, even. It would be a better word. I think Devil Survivor 1 and Overclocked is better than Devil Survivor 2 by quite a stretch. I think Devil Survivor 2 is a bit unbalanced and some of the bosses were bullshit. Grants of Sand. What we got? 53 minutes. Grants of Sand. Dear Helloween, would you please consider Pathologic? I looked at Pathologic. It seemed weird rather than scary. I could be wrong. I don't know whether it'd make a good LP or not. I'm not sure. And Lincian, what's your opinion on Parasite Eve? It's okay. I never played it while growing up, so going back to it now, it looks... I don't know. It looks okay, I guess. Story looks interesting, mind you. Nah, probably not. Anime Fanboy. Not strictly a horror game, but the Stanley Parable might make an interesting LP. I'm not really interested in that one, I have to be honest. Maybe. Maybe it gets cheap. Anahi Zamora? Is there a reason you didn't LP Silent Hill 1 and 2? Not a particular reason, I just haven't. Would you do it? Probably, yes. Morian Kudi, why aren't you more famous on YouTube? Sad face, you're great. I I don't know. I'm relatively subbed, which is nice. Although, if you guys always spread the word or get more people to watch my videos, that'd always be nice. But I don't know. I'm happy where I am. I don't want to be a super mega star. I've got a full-time job already, and this is just my hobby. So, but the more people that watch my videos would be nice. But as for why I aren't, I don't know. I guess I'm not the most interesting LPer out there, and there's people would rather watch PewDiePie, Cryotic, Markiplier, or MangaMinx, so there you go. That's probably the reasons. Elfie fan, under the question, Helloween, wasps, hornets, or parasites? How about none? No, none of the above. We want nothing to do with wasps, they're horrible. Nahid S, are you ever thinking about doing a live stream game? Maybe if I can get it working. I tried before, a live stream would be quite cool. Because, chatting with people live is always fun. I like doing the interactive stuff. I'll test it again. Like I said, I'll test it again and make sure. Goda, have people at your work been fans of your work before you started there? No, they weren't, but they were interested to see the videos, let's put it that way. 2-cent peanut gallery. What do you do at a hospital? And be specific, please. I'm an IT technician. I fix computers. 2-cent peanut gallery. Boxers, briefs, boxers. I like wearing boxers. So there you go. Do you read comic books, graphic novels, manga? And if so, what is your favourite? I read lots of comic books. I read lots of manga. As for favourites, I like Preacher and the Boys for comic books. I think they're great. They're my favourite ones by Garth Ennis. Though I do like a lot of graphic novels. I'm not a massive fan of the superhero stuff, like Superman or Green Lantern or whatever. I prefer stories like Transmetropolitan's also really good. And as for manga, I love loads of them. Full Metal, Berserk, High School of the Dead, Black Lagoon. I love loads, too many to list here. But either way, yes, I like. Giraffe 500, would you consider doing a Witch game? No, I love the games, but no, they're too long, and they make good screenshot LPs, I think, the Witcher games. There you go. Eric, any thoughts on your new sci-fi horror game Friction? As I said earlier, probably not really any thoughts yet. Demonic bacon, Mr. Helloween, how do you prefer your bacon? Preferably not demonic. I like it crispy. Bobadillic, you do a good job of keeping your identity a secret, which makes sense for quite a few reasons. Like, a hospital might ask you to take down your YouTube videos, reflects badly on you. Has anyone ever recognised or heard your voice? No, no one ever has. And my hospital wouldn't probably give a crap, to be honest. They don't care. I mean, it's just a hobby in my spare time, isn't it? But no one's ever sort of noticed. Sadly. Dirty Dan and the crew. I do agree keeping your identity a secret, but as many people share similar names, it wouldn't be terrible if you first were known. It's Ben. I said earlier. It's not a secret anymore. Like I blurted it out. His name's Phil, by the way. Just no. So there you go. Emperor Skrata. Halloween. A hypothetical situation. Oh, okay. You are handed a game. When you begin this game, you get to choose one enemy from your list of most hated enemies of games you've played. Ladders and monsters do not count. The enemy you choose will be the primary in most of the game. To keep you from using the same tactics and making it dull, the enemy A will adapt to how you react, varying the enemy tactics. Their powers may also change, depending on how difficult they are. They may seem to be... So I'll just read this myself now. You're allowed to choose one weapon, again, to keep you to the same tactics. Possible choose... Given the situation, which enemy would you choose and what weapon you choose? Ooh. Most hated enemy. Well, I said earlier my most hated enemy is the Boojums, which is a horrible decision considering this. As for weapons, I'll have to take in Mr. Shotgun. I don't think I need anything exotic. I think just Mr. Shotgun and mad skills might see me through it. Maybe. If they can adapt to me, I might end up dead. But that's how I'd roll. What are we at? Are we at an hour yet? About to hit an hour. Let's keep going for a little bit more. Scartha, Dino Crisis better or worse in your mind than Resident Evil? Never played him, so no idea, I'm afraid. Kellen, why didn't you finish Bioshock? Various reasons. Recording quality being one of them. Sohol, this is not a question. But what if it was? One Forgotten Soul. I'm rewatching a Vampire the Masquerade LP for the lols, and I got it on Steam. Your question is blood related. Heard of the Bloodline Resurgence project? I have. Very interesting. I'd like to see how far they get with it, especially if they can get it up to date and in a better, sort of like a more up to date version of the engine. It'd be nice. I'll give you an eye on it, let's put it that way. Thales, Spider Incident. No, not today. You'll have to wait, I'm afraid. And once again, your favourite video game plotline. Difficult. Near, perhaps? Overall? Drakengard, maybe? One or two. How often do you have... How often do you have sex, and if no answer, why aren't you getting any? Wow, personal question. relatively often, so I'm not doing too badly, thanks. Thanks for checking on me, though. Yeah, okay, Bluecho. I started rewatching your Vampire the Masquerade play. Then this video had an image of the Tremere I'm going to ask you. Oh, okay, yeah, it's... I don't know, I just thought it was fun. It was a good question. Helloween, are you possibly going to play Outlast? Yes, it is near 75. Again, looking into it, don't worry. And no, the Tale of Two Spiders, not for tonight, Danathos, sorry. Dale, have you played Metal Gear Rising? I have, it was fun. I have an interesting game on Steam, Sir, You're Being Hunted. I've heard of it, people keep mentioning it. Seems to be quite cool. To be honest, I might as well keep going, at least for a little while. I'm almost at the top. Outraged again. What genres of games do you enjoy playing most? I already covered that. Mr. Awkward One, do you have plans to do a full playthrough Splathouse? No, it's just a one-off that I fancy doing. Maybe one day, maybe. If enough people want it. Chain 2222. If you could be any animal in the world, what would you be and why? I think a bear would be cool. Not a hairless bear though, but just a bear. Get to eat all day and sleep a lot. That suits me. Then like fight people and have a bulletproof skull. Oh yes. Lawrence, Corsakovia is a Half-Life 2 mod you could run. I could, Condemned 2, not on the PC, bit of a pain in the ass to record. Your question. Have you ever considered playing an LP on Markiplier? He probably doesn't even know who I am, to be honest. If he does, maybe if he contacts me. Lawrence, he also says you could try in the Thief series. I like Dishonored. I enjoyed Dishonored. It was good fun. Thief, no, because I'm terrible at them. You could try Knock Knock, says Dove. Or Dove, probably Dove Alexa. Could do. I do have it, so yeah, I can certainly give it a go. Stalker Call of Pripyat would be awesome, says Dreadworth. Yes, it could. It might be. I'm certainly tempted. We'll see. Do you intend to show your face in a future video? No, but my face is up on Twitter. I actually did a relatively new picture, so if you actually want to see it, what was it? Mac Laurentia, if you want to see it. She knows. Oh, that's in regards to someone else. Solar Sage, what are your thoughts on Trinity Blood? Do you like the manga? Never seen or heard of it, I'm afraid. Gareth Davis, knowing I do mainly horror let's plays, any horror films you consider worth watching? Like I said earlier, The Thing is really, really good. 1982 version, and Into the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill, fantastic. Oh, Event Horizon, how did I forget that one? Event Horizon, brilliant. Both like that as well. Jim Brees, stupid question, I know, but I'm curious. What's scary, your job at the hospital, the horror games you play? The horror games I play. I'm very used to the stuff I see at hospitals. Cthulhu Brain, play LB, it's lovely. Don't know what it is. Someone has to elaborate for me. Del Smith, is it true that Jay play 85's Necro's brother? No idea. Remember the game Raptor? No. Sorry. A Strange Ground, could you do Silent Hill 2? Maybe. Or perhaps They Hunger. Haven't heard of They Hunger, I don't think. So I don't know. Mr. Ice Phoenix, do you plan to have a session of multiplayer games with your fans? Playing LOL with people, Pikachu? Yeah, actually, if I can stream it as well, that'd be quite fun. What do you play online? Counter-Strike Go, League of Legends, mostly are the two games I like to play online a lot. Terraria recently as well. They're the main ones. I played BlazBlue with Carl on the PlayStation Vita. And BlazBlue in general. I like BlazBlue. They're the main ones anyway. Tigress Sharples? Some important suggestions. You've seen Outlast. It'd be funny if you want to take the piss out of it. Future Riders. Sorry. Is that... Not a question, is it? But... what's the question here? Further ideas, I actually have an idea. Don't just stick with horror games, I know it's your strong suit, but maybe you can open up to many more games. Legend of Zelda and other such games. Horror is nice, so is RPGs. RPGs can be nice. Then again, you can play a My Little Pony game. Again, I could branch out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see, sort of test the water, see what people think. It's also down to the sheer amount of time I have, so we'll have to see. Also, this gets answered. I'm going to pee my pants in joy because it'll be the third question I got answered by our Lord and Saviour. Hello. Thank you. And there you go. There you go. You're now free to pee your pants. Enjoy. Austin Hall, have you ever thought about doing anything other than horror games? Something I answered earlier, so yes, pretty much I have, Austin. But we'll see. I'd like to see you tackle some 8-bit RPGs. Yeah, it'd be fun. It would be fun to do. Jeeves Bond, did you and the missus break up? Yes, we did. My relationship with her was gone, so yeah, we did break up. The reason I asked you made some comments about being bitter, and you just seem to be... I'm not going to go into it, to be honest. It is a personal thing, but I was a bit bitter, because, who isn't after a break up? But, there you go. We did break up, so... that's that. Lazy Alley, where do you get the model from the Darkness game? Where you... What? Were you the model for the first Darkness game? Oh, was I the model? I do kind of like Jackie, actually, yeah, it is a bit weird. Will you accept a demo from us to play? If we make a short horror game? Sure, just PM me and talk to me about it, no problem. Oh, typo, were you? There we go. I already know the brand Sennheiser, but what model of headset do you use? Oh, hold on, let me take this off. A PC 320, there you go. Please do another Stalker game. I might do. That's from the model Carl. Oh, that was Yoshi, the Sennheiser question. Camp 002, what is worse, Space Boojums from Undying or Psychic Monkeys? Space Boojums, definitely. Well, what was all the monkeys so nervy? They were creepy, man, those little monkeys, Psychic Monkeys. Yay, more Vocal Chronicles from Junior Angel, though. Ether Hero? Since you're pretty much the only person I know who knows about Helloween, what do you think of the new stuff versus the older stuff, for curiosity's sake? I like the older stuff better than the new stuff, generally, but the new stuff's okay. Darkovia, as for an LP, I might suggest, let's see. Well, there's some Gary Moore stuff. I'm not a big fan of the Gary Moore stuff. The Path was okay, if a little bit weird. Paranormal is a great jump scare game. There's a lot of suggestions here. Again, I don't know. I'm really going to have to think into what I want to do next. Darkovia. Darkovia, I should say, sorry. So we'll see. Netherstray, not really a comment, not a question, just a comment. I love seeing you play something you've never played before for a particular reason. You don't tell us everything about the game. Since your experience with it is fresh and new, you can't tell us everything you know about it. That is true. Nattering on about everything you know about a game is a bit grating. Yeah, sorry you find it that way, man, but sometimes I do like playing things I've already played, but maybe you should stay away from the ones I've already played and just stick for the blind ones. Whichever you prefer, really. I don't mind. I mean, not everyone's going to enjoy everything I do, but perhaps I'll attempt to be less grating. We'll try. 90 Laos, love the picture. Can we see some more Binding of Isaac? Just for a while. Yeah, sure, why not? Maybe I'll do one this weekend. Mr. Stone. Oh, that's it, replace someone else. Michael D'Amato. One-shot kill in games are supposed to donate superhuman power, over-the-top military power, blah blah blah. What do the games do when military fancy are so powerful and deadly? Where is the dread of death loss if your armor to the grills, have constitution of 10, still framed battleships? I think fragility is a psychological underpinning in horror games. How will it be framed in new games? It all depends on the game, doesn't it? I mean, it depends what you want to do with it. If you feel a game needs a sort of a very sort of weedy protagonist, then maybe that works. I don't know. In terms of the military shooters, though, dull. One-shot kills are lame and very annoying. Maddie says Whispers do a Let's Play of Dishonored. I've already played it. It's a good game. I don't know if I want to do an LP of it though. I really enjoyed it though. Very good, very good. Jordan, I must say Isaac, but there's also a little known game called Area 51. Yeah, it is freeware these days, and it also has Star Force and adverts in it, which is terrible. Maybe, one day. You should totally, the Gweninator, you should totally do a 2200 celebration video. Who needs numbers with lots of zeros in it? Break the mold. Maybe I'll do. Maybe I will. The Watching. What do you think of the Lords of Shadow game? I like them. I really do like them. They're very different, but they're very enjoyable, all the same. Oh, what we at the moment? 1 hour, 7 minutes. Oh, it's not time. I've been talking non-stop for an hour. I do apologise, everybody. It's probably very sick of my voice by now. PS2 Freak 11223. Woo! I had a feeling you'd do a Q&A. Anyway, like I asked the last time you did a Q&A, would you and possibly Kiko Kleiker, even though he doesn't do stuff for people he doesn't know, like to do a podcast with me for my 40,000 video view special I'm planning to do? I follow you on Twitter, but my Twitter's private, so I don't get random strippers following me. I could ask them. It's difficult to get us all together, and because we're all busy and we all have full-time jobs, so just for sheer amount of the busyness, I'll probably say no for now. But you never know. If we can arrange something in the future, that would be really cool. But I don't want to get your hopes up, so just let you know there. All right. Hollow Ho, will you do Paranoia with Kiko and Co? I will be. Yes, I'll be doing that next time we get one going. Kaspars, Romanovs. Question: is there any hope that you and Kiko might do a League of Legends Let's Play again? Yeah, why not? Might do another one. Might you consider doing any of these? Manhunt 2, Siren Blood Curse. Manhunt, no. Siren, possibly. Those Sirens visual effects upsets my eyes. Like, I don't like the way it looks. It makes my eyes water. So maybe not Siren. Lastly, just a big thanks to keep the videos up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cheers from Latvia. Well, thank you very much, sir. Vicious 2004. Would you react well if you saw someone in real life who said, "I come from 10,000 years hence while dressed like a ninja on the top of a ladder"? I would not react well at all. I'd panic and run away. Where do babies come from? I believe a stork brings them in Compton's Win, so You just keep an eye for stalks. Have you played any of the Devil May Cry games? Yes, all of them. Which is your favourite? 4, probably. I like 4. Nero's cool. Nice little sort of mix up in the combos and everything. Hippie Digger. A 2-part question, if I may be so greedy. Of course. What is your opinion on modded games? Modded games are fine. Sometimes they add something. Sometimes they take things away. But I like modded games if they work well. And for you, what components are essential for a successful horror mod? The same as a successful horror game, really. Something that doesn't turn you into Superman, really. Doesn't sort of squander the scares on jumps, scare nonsense. Lots of the mods fail at that miserably. They really do. The La Casa from Amnesia was okay, but generally speaking, I don't think many horror mods work that well. They sort of have a good idea to start with and squander it slightly. But again, I'm kind of fussy when it comes to horror. Ferris Wheel 31. If you could combine the mechanics and or atmospheres of 2 horror games to create the most orgasmically terrifying game, what would you combine? I want to see a mixture between Penumbra and Dead Space, kind of like monsters that are quite frequent that you can kill, but you've got to sort of perhaps work your way around them more often than not. And if you look at them, more of them get drawn in. So keep the tension up, that kind of thing. I don't know, something like that. Jonathan Woodridge. Why do you do not some Devil May Cry series and do Outlast? Devil May Cry, not something I really want to record, and because it's requires 60 frames per second, any recording would hitch the stuff, and it'd be a bit annoying. Plus, I'm not that good at it. Carl Burnoff, since it's on Steam now, you should totally do I Have No Mouth and I Have a Scream. I like the game, I'd be a terrible LPer at it. I always end up getting the game overs. It's very, very bad. Just doesn't like me. Simply Sarah, describe yourself using only titles of video games. Your answer may be as long as short as you wish. Describe myself. Oh God, that is a difficult question. Let's think. I'm looking back at my shelf now. Describe myself. Here we go. No more story. There you go. Make sure no more heroes in the last story. Just simply because I have no idea. He's got no more story to tell people. He's gone. If I don't answer it, I get like. If I don't, I will personally bring in the apocalypse by Squidfingers. I hope that counted. I kind of cheesed the answer. Please don't hurt me. Sorry. Please. please. Eric, would you ever review your favourite horror movies? Sure. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do them. How much wood would... someone woodchucked me already. But seriously, from Kel Machine, play I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream or Phantasmagoria. How could I top Spoony, though, with his Phantasmagoria 2LP? It's so good. It's so good. I couldn't top it. Really was fantastic. Gaho Cleric. Have you ever played Vampire the Masquerade Tabletop? I have not, no. Fluffy Cthulhu. Why not try Pathologic? It's old and psychological horror and it's dang weird. Someone already mentioned that. Yeah, I should look into that again, maybe. Maybe I rubbed it off too... Gross. Maybe I chucked it away too soon, perhaps. Angel's Fortune says, Bob? What about Bob? That's kind of weird. PK Flash 889 says, let's see. Do you have any inspirations to start doing an LP channel, or was it simply Penny Arcade thing? It was Penny Arcade thing, but it was because of Ginger Majingo's Hitman LP that made me sort of really want to do it. Very good. Mage Black says, I enjoy Stalker playthrough, even though I play vanilla and modded game myself. I would suggest second installment. I don't like Clear Sky. Maybe Call of Pripyat if I ever do one. Someone says Call of Pripyat with Misery mod. Yeah, maybe. You should replay AVP2. Nah, I don't want to replay that one. It came out well, AVP2. I had a lot of fun with it. And, Bruce and the Whippings and Preston. It was good. It was good. Shambhala, were there any horror games that came out when you were younger that would be interesting to see? Ooh, when I was younger. Darkseid, I suppose. The Darkseid games came out. Again, I'd be terrible at it. Slowbeef did a really good LP of Darkseid 1 and 2. If you're actually interested. My LP of it would be terrible, but there you go. Lucky Duck. If you could be any weapon, what would you... clearly a shotgun, Lucky Duck, clearly. And again, Outlast. I'll give Outlast. So many people keep mentioning it. What are your thoughts on the new YouTube comment system? Garbage. I'm going to have to sign up for Google Plus in a minute and sort this out. Mr. Lizard, that was from Steve Jones. The Norse Crow, if you could witness any historical event without the risk of death and being spotted, what historical event would you... I'd want to be there in Germany for the fall of Berlin. I think that would have been quite... Seeing the Berlin Wall go down would have been quite the moment in modern history, I think. I was a bit young at the time. I think I was like 1 or 2. I'd love to have seen that in person. That would have been quite special, I think. Mr. Lizard, did you and Kiko know each other in real life before you stood now, please? No, we didn't. Not at all. Devereux, are you happy with your YouTube career? Yeah, I'm happy with how it goes. Yeah, no problem. If you had to choose between Cryosphere 2 or Ladder Climbing Simulator? Oh, the Ladder Climbing Simulator, by far, definitely. And what do you think about Google's control over YouTube and the new updates? Garbage. Absolute garbage. That's from Luca fan there. Alright, that's it. There we go. 1 hour 15. Wow, that was a lot of comments. So, I hope I answered everyone's comments. And if I missed any, I do apologise. So, that's me. I'm going to go edit this absolute huge sucker now. Thanks very much for listening, and I hope... Leave comments and thoughts of various things under the video. I'd like to see what you all thought of the Q&A. So, alright guys, toodles. Thanks very much for listening.